Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at the Get Better Maintenance with Asset Health session. I think the only announcements that I have are the evening reception and light dinner in the atrium. Please join us at 6 o'clock out by the front registration desk, hotel desk, and it'll be out there. And please don't forget to rate the session in your conference app. And I think those are the only housekeeping announcements. I am Paula Hollywood with ARC Advisory Group, and I'll be moderating this session. I'm going to kick off with a few remarks, and I'm going to turn it over to a great panel of speakers here today. We have Scott Carter from Georgia Pacific, Daniel Dasher from Suncor Energy, and Stephen Seawall with EPCOR. So this kind of international flair. We have some Canadians and American here. And we have some others that will be joining us in our panel when we get to that part. So please think of some good questions to stump our speakers and panelists during that session, and hopefully everyone will get a whole lot more out of it. Oh. You fix it? Okay, that's better. Thank you. Okay. We used to hear this all the time, maybe 10 years ago, and maybe even as much as a half a dozen years ago. We're drowning in data. We used to hear it from end user clients all the time. We don't need more data. We have enough data. We don't know what to do with it. Now here we are in 2020, and I'm not hearing that so much anymore. I don't know about you. Anybody stop hearing that? Are you not hearing that so much anymore? I'm certainly not, and I'm kind of surprised by it. But I think what's happened here is the proliferation of analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence to help us make sense of all that data. So I think that's one of the things that's changed and will continue to impact our lives, particularly in the asset health space, because as Peter Holicki said this morning in the general session about how much data his plants generate or his fleet generates in a day, how many data points he collects. And what he said, 80 million, 80,000. It was an enormous number. But that's a lot of data, and a lot of it is generated by our assets. So I will say that it was brought to my attention that it was a curious title for this particular session. Asset health is more than maintenance, and it is more than maintenance, or get better maintenance with asset health was the session, but it is so much more than maintenance. I could have named the session Get Better Reliability with Asset Health Information, because we can, because we know how our assets are going to react to failure. We can predict when it's going to happen. We can get to them faster. We can plan. We can make them last longer. We can schedule our maintenance better. We can improve our plant performance. We have better risk determination. That's kind of where we're at this day and age, is what of our exposure to risk. Better investment planning. And for those huge capital assets in this particular industry, that's a huge nut. What if we have a $1 million, a $3 million, or a $5 million machine? It's going to go down. But it takes a year to get one. Don't you want to know as well in advance that you can that you're going to have to replace that damn thing, or what you have to do to operate it or continue to operate it safely and soundly and produce quality product in the time that you have left with it? All of that is conditional on asset health information. We get better cost control. We know what the hell's going on. We get better safety. A reliable plant is a safer plant, and that's because our assets are safer because we made them safer. We made the systems safer. We make our environment safer. We get better product quality. We get better product consistency. All of these things. Better customer satisfaction. And ultimately, better profitability. Because anything that we can do with our asset health to improve our performance and all of these things is going to go directly to the bottom line. So it helps us become more profitable. So, in a nutshell, this is just, I think, a high level, if you would, just pick all of the things that we can do for this. In our speakers are going to share with us what they've been doing in terms of asset health and how they've been using it. So, with that, I'd like to call Scott Carter to the podium. Oh, sorry, I do have one more here. We are trying to really get a handle on what some of the things that are going on out there and what are the trends in asset performance management and strategies that are being employed. So we do have this survey running. I'm not asking you to take it right now, but if you could find it in your heart somewhere down the line, if you go to look at some of these presentations, if you could go to this link and help us out, I'd truly appreciate it.